Welcome everyone to the last release webinar of 2024. Um, I have started scheduling the 2025 release webinar. I'm going to drop the link to get signed up for those in the chat here. You can also head into the Help Center, and there's a link sort of on the first page of the Help Center down towards the bottom there. It'll be the same kind of format last Wednesday of the month for 15 to 30 minutes. And we'll unless there is a holiday towards the end of the month, we'll keep it the same. And if there's any feedback or anything else that you'd like to see in the future with any of these webinars, don't hesitate to provide me that feedback. But we will just go ahead and get started here. Let's share my screen. All right, just making sure everybody can see my screen. And okay. All right, we've got just a few things to cover today. There we go. Okay. So we got a couple things to cover today. And a lot of them have to do with kind of like the maps and continuing improvements with those. So we're going to hop in here to the map. And one of the first things you might notice is this zoom into view data is now back. That was previously there with the other maps. So if you were to just click on that without applying any of your additional filters, it's just going to zoom right in on the map. Kind of just a random location based off of your default settings. Or, you could apply some different filters here and kind of zoom into that. So I think if I did Coles County, Illinois, and then zoom in, and it'll zoom in right there on whatever filter or whatever search I've set there. So with this, we're going to just hop in and kind of keep looking at some of those different enhancements. So one of them being, I'm going to click on add parcel and field, is when we brought in the new map, you've got this panel here. And if we were to expand this over here, now we've got this panel on the right showing what parcels and fields are in our cart. And we can see it kind of takes up a little bit of real estate on our screen. So this collapse down here at the bottom left was added. So you can now kind of free up some real estate on your screen as you are clicking around or adding things to the map. We also, with this draw tools, you can expand and collapse that as well now. So if you have your draw tools enabled, and you can expand and collapse that and just see you have your menu of options here. So I could continue to make edits to this parcel without having that entire menu off to the side there and having this one off to the side here. I could just kind of keep one or the other expanded or collapsed just to make sure my screen gives me as much space as needed to kind of continue with the work that I want to do. Any questions about that update there? All right, so if I go ahead and add this farmland to my account and head into the farm, when you add a property to your account, if you are on the property details page and this overview page here, you'll notice the updates have been made on the left here to this menu. So you've got your farm fields, your farm parcels, and then just your general layers that you're able to apply, whether that is your organization layers, if you have those available, your common layers, so your FEMA, your FSA, CLU layers, whatever it is that you want to see there. And one neat thing that was also added is now if I click on the field on my farm overview page, or just apply, I can take that field layer off and just have my farm parcel layer. It's going to give me a preview of that field here. With those, what that soil rating is, the total acres that have been designated, and You can still click into that parcel ID there to get to the tax assessor. Just as an example, with a farm that has multiple fields attached to it, it's really great if you just want to quickly kind of click around and get details on like a specific field, especially if there's multiple fields. As you click around, you can see how that soil rating, those total acres, however you've designated, and if you haven't designated them, what that looks like. If I click locate on map, it will zoom into that parcel or that field that I've clicked on the map. So, and then down here at the bottom, you could collapse that. You can expand into a full screen view. If I want to make edits to any of these, I can just click view edit and it'll take me right into the map where, again, I can look at my draw tools there. I can expand and collapse, or I can, continue merging. If I wanted to merge the boundaries, or I wanted to make cuts or anything, any kind of edits to any of these fields, I can do that all from that map on the farm overview page. Any questions? All right. One other thing I want to show. So this is pretty specific to enterprise organizations who might have multi-branding. So if your organization has multi-branding or different brands under its umbrella, and your account is set up for that multi-branding, what you're able to do is within your account settings is add a secondary email. And I'll show you that in a second. And then what this allows you to do is when you're sharing a sale or you're sharing a CMA with a customer, if you have that multi-branding set up, you're able to toggle between those different brands. So, I might be sending this as Acme, I might be sending it as Camo, but I'm able to toggle between those and show what my email is that is associated with either Acme or Camo Ag, or whatever your organization's multi-brands might be. But again, your organization does have to be set up for that. And then within your account settings, here is where you would add that secondary email that would have to be verified. So you would just get an email saying verify this email, and that would be there. And then again, when you are sharing either a farm sale or a CMA, you'd be able to toggle between those brands there. So let me show you real quick. So on this auction, if I open that up, oh, that's not there. But I could share when I am sharing an auction or a sale with somebody, I would be able to toggle between that. But I think something is going on there with those. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm not finding the share button right now, but I talked to engineering about that one. So let's look at this one here. Yep, something's going on there, but we'll get that taken care of. But yeah, so the same kind of thing would happen with that share button, would allow me then to toggle between the brand that I wanted to share with my customer, whatever they're familiar with my affiliation. So any questions about that, or any questions about what we have covered today? Let's see, we got, if there's anything. Let's see. One question on the map, when you clicked on a parcel, it showed a estimated Camo Ag price. Do you know off the top of your head how that is calculated? So when are you talking about on this map here or on the sale map over here? Actually, if you want to send that question to me directly, I wasn't sure if you're talking about clicking on the parcel here in this Camo Ag estimate. Tim, help keep me honest here. I think this is not something that is that we're still kind of currently testing this internally, right? This isn't necessarily available to all customers. This is just in our
It's not, you're correct. It's not available to all customers. Depends on their subscription level as to whether that would be available. And we are still perfecting that. So
yeah, so that is
yes,
something that we are kind of working on. And this is part of like that AVM model, right?
correct.
Yeah, so again, like this is still something that is tested, so it is using trying to think like AI basically and intelligence around like looking at like what are the similar farms that the most similar farms that have sold and what are the values of those and calculating a price based off of um farms that match this similarly and what that would potentially look like for as like a sales comp. So I hope that answers your question. Awesome. Okay. Well, that kind of covers everything that has been released in this past month. So I appreciate everybody joining us today. And if there are any other questions, you can send those to me or Tim directly. And otherwise, I hope everybody has a wonderful holidays and Happy New Year.